What's going on? This is the Gamer Buff, a weekly rundown of gamer news. What's going on? I'm Jefferson Carts with the Gamer Buff. Dove Larson, there he is. What's going on, Dove? How's it going?
Not too bad. How you doing, buddy?
I am not too shabby. Listen, there's stuff going on. There's so much stuff going on. The Outer Worlds 2 Fromsoftware, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 news. They're all in the news. It's all coming up. Let's hit the news. This is
Let's do it.
We are going to start with this game, this indie survival gem, Pacific Drive.
Hell yeah, baby.
Pacific Drive is making some noise. What's happening?
All right. Well, as they should, they're trying to make it into a TV series. No landing point yet. Look, maybe Amazon. We'll find out. But it looks like we got someone who's got a great caliber. He's working on live action gargoyles.
Oh.
He's working on a RoboCop series.
Yes.
The man knows like the sci-fi weirdness.
Sure. It's James Wan.
Thank you.
And he's also working on, and this is great. This is great. He's working on something called 1313. It's a horror reboot of the Munsters.
Hell yeah.
That sounds awesome.
That's fucking like weirdly fantastic.
Right. And he's also working on Pacific Drive. Now, Pacific Drive, if you want to check out the review of this game, and you should, Two Hats and a Beard, the Indie Spotlight at Two Hats and a Beard, that's the playlist. You will find Pacific Drive. Dove, the Gamer Buff, reviewed this game months and months ago. He loved it.
Yep.
Gave it a glowing review. It's a really awesome looking game. You guys will love it. Talk to me about Pacific Drive. Talk to me about this potential show, because it's the perfect game to make a TV series out of.
Absolutely. Well, the game, straight and simple, is a survival game. But more than that, you are zapped into like a Bermuda Triangle-esque area where you have to take care of your car, and you're just trying to steer clear of like little anomalies that pop up, just random sci-fi stuff, the spikes popping up off the road, little bits of electricity just hitting your car for no reason, boiling acid just for no reason, fucking up your tires, the whole thing. And like there's just a lot of cool lore going on. You got a lot of people who live in this like Lost style island that you can't communicate with the outside world with. There's just a lot of lore, a lot of cool stuff going on, and you can just communicate with some people who are stuck in the zone already. They'll give you a little bit of direction, but like there's just a lot of cool sci-fi stuff, a lot of cool stories that they can tell through this, and the game itself had a great story.
Odds are, when this series comes out, and it will come out, it's going to be something you're going to want to watch, and it's going to be that much better if you know this game and if you play this game. So go watch the review, the Indie Spotlight at Two Hats and a Beard, Pacific Drive. It's perfect, man. It's perfect. And how about the music in this game?
Oh my God.
How about the soundtrack, the experimental?
It's honestly one of my favorites, man. Like they just got a lot of cool tracks. Like they sound like their old 90s tracks, because the game is supposed to take place in the 90s. And it just has a really good vibe. They get a lot of really good, like smaller bands to, add their songs on there. It's not just like made up stuff. It's real artists putting their soundtrack or their music on the soundtrack here. It's really good stuff. It really helps the immersion when you're driving around in this car. Your lights are going on and off. It's raining. You don't know if you're going to get to the next checkpoint. Your gas tank is drizzling down. It's just, it's a great, great immersive experience when you add that awesome music in there.
It sets the scene so well. It's like this experimental electronic music. It's really cool. The soundtrack is a big part of this game. This game is awesome. It's going to be a TV series. Pacific Drive, the Indie Spotlight at Two Hats and a Beard. Go check it out. Go play this game. Watch a review. Play this game. Get ready for the TV series. Okay, so it's official. Thanks to the debut gameplay trailer seen at the Game Awards 2024. The Outer Worlds 2. It's happening. Tell me about it. Tell me about the Outer Worlds 2.
We knew it was coming for a while now, but we finally have seen gameplay trailer. They take a good shot at themselves, Obsidian. If you have...
They're so good at that.
They're
They're
so
so
great.
good at that.
Like the whole game is like the whole satirical, like they're making fun of, corporations and shit, which they are one, but like they have a great bit of humor. And at the start of this trailer, they're making fun of themselves, talking about all the number 2 series games that they've made, KOTOR, and they're just making fun of themselves right off the bat. I love it. Great sense of humor, but it looks beautiful. What we've seen, it looks great. And they make a great game, by the way. They make better, like, Bethesda style survivor games than Bethesda does. Like,
Yeah, Obsidian, absolutely. I agree.
I love Fallout. I love Fallout 3 and 4, but New Vegas, top notch. And honestly, Outer Worlds, I would play that over Starfield any day of the week. Just better characters, better story, the way everything just interweaves, the way choice matters in Outer Worlds. It's a great game, and they're making a sequel to it. You know it's going to be bigger, better, and they made fun of themselves a lot in the trailer. So go check it out.
Fantastic, as only Obsidian can do. The Outer Worlds 2. Any idea on a release?
Sometime in 2025 is what we're hoping.
Okay, so it's happening this upcoming year. Outer Worlds
we're hoping
2 from Obsidian. Fromsoftware. Talked about them a lot last week. Fromsoftware is in the news. More specifically, their parent company. What's going on there? And do non-PlayStation players have reason to be concerned?
Let's not bury the lead. No, they don't have to worry. It's PlayStation buying Kadokawa. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing
Kodokawa?
that. Kodokawa, thank you. The parent company of From Software, and basically they're trying to get a lot of IPs that aren't video games. They're talking about like anime, not video games, movies, TV shows, stuff they can stream. They're looking outside of the realm of video games here. That's what they're going after, but they're really just buying a bigger share in the company. But they're trying to branch out with their IPs. You've seen their Spider-Verse, with their movies and stuff like that. They're just trying to get a bigger multimedia front end streaming service.
So Sony now owns 10% of the shares of Kodokawa, the parent company to From Software, which makes some really great games. So the first thought is, as I sort of alluded to, was that if PlayStation, right, PlayStation now owns From Software or has a huge stake in it, maybe these games are going to be PlayStation exclusives. That's not why they're in this thing. They're in this thing, as the boss told you, for the IPs. They want to get into anime. They want to make television series. They want to grow all of that outside of gaming.
Yeah.
And so if you're not a PlayStation player, you don't have to worry about that. The same great From Software games will be available to you. This is actually big for Sony and what they're trying to accomplish.
Right.
To have access to these IPs, this is huge. They're not here to make games exclusive. You make games exclusive. There's a very small amount of people that are going to go out and get a second console or own all the consoles just so they can play exclusive games. And if Sony were to market to them, they would go out of business. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Absolutely. We've seen that in the last couple of years. Both gamers and corporations have found out if you just want to be exclusive on one console, that's a way to make your IP fall. Like Starfield would have been a lot bigger if that released on PS5 at the same time.
Exactly.
It wasn't the best game, but more people would have bought it initially. You don't just go exclusive anymore, and I think the companies are seeing it. And you saw it with Outer Worlds. It's coming out on PS2 now. And so many people were worried because Obsidian is owned by Microsoft. They thought they're going to get the same treatment as Bethesda games, where they come out Xbox exclusive, but PlayStation getting Outer Worlds too.
Exactly. People have tried it, and it has not worked. I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of exclusives in the future. You got to open up these games to everybody because you have to grow the popularity of the game, and you have to grow your IP. This is great. This is going to be great. Any company buying into gaming companies and taking their product and turning it into TV series and anime and all of that, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing for gamers. Good thing for us. So that's what's happening here with Sony and From Software's parent company. Dove?
Yo.
Now, listen, this is Stalker 2. We've talked a lot about Stalker 2 recently.
Great game.
It's coming to Netflix? What? Well, maybe. Dove, give us a little background on Stalker 2. You just did a review of this game a couple weeks back. And give us a little background and tell us what can we expect from a Stalker 2 streaming series.
All right. Well, Stalker, the whole game, it's Stalker 2 is the fourth game in the series, despite the name. It's confusing. There was a trilogy before it. But the whole series of games is inspired by a novel called The Roadside Picnic, where some people are trying to sneak into the Chernobyl exclusion zone where that nuclear fallout happened, and they're trying to get artifacts which contain, different kinds of powers and special abilities. In Stalker 2, the game, there's a lot going on with, scientists and how much they want to either help humanity or help a corporation, why they're in it, for the research, all that stuff. And there's just so much going on in Stalker. It's sci-fi. It's got that like exclusion, like almost zombie feel that like Walking Dead has, but it's not too hung up on the zombies, like it has more lore than just some people crawling around. There's a lot more interesting characters and mutants. There's a tree that has eyes, that lives, that talks, or there's some crazy shit going on in the novel that they adapt into the game. A lot of crazy characters. I think Stalker 2 could be a really great series. Keep it short, keep it simple, keep it close to the material that Stalker has used, and you got yourself a great TV series, I think.
Yeah, well, the story is there. The gamer side of it is there, and the setting is there. I mean, HBO put out a terrific series, Chernobyl. That was fantastic.
Yes.
And you have the setting for this. This is huge, man. We need more of this.
Absolutely.
More
and
of this.
They're still in talks. They're talking with Netflix, who also did the Witcher series, which is, that's a video game which is based off a novel, same kind of thing. So like they have a formula, they have a format. I think Stalker could be a great series. I would watch it instantly if it came to Netflix.
Well, they're in talks. Stalker 2 coming to Netflix. I think so. We'll see what happens. I'm excited about it. Dove, what's coming up Monday?
We're looking at The Spirit of the Samurai. My review for it, it's a tough one. It wasn't my favorite game. There are some cool parts to it, but I don't like sitting here taking my day out on a game that wasn't fantastic. Some issues with the game, but watch it Monday, see what I think. If you're not sure whether or not to buy it, wait for Monday for my review before you make your decision if you're watching this.
The Spirit of the Samurai. All right, the official Indie Spotlight is out Monday at 2 Hats and a Beard. Speaking of 2 Hats and a Beard, Jim Adams, co-host of the live stream, 2 Hats and a Beard at 2 Hats and a Beard. Here he is.
I'm here.
I know. I just said here he is.
Here I am. Great show. Super clean.
Thank you.
Wonderfully done. There
Thank
are two little things I want to mop up real quick.
A couple things. Okay.
Well, you mentioned Kodakawa.
Yeah.
Close. Paul Simon texted me. It's actually pronounced Kodachrome. Very good. I mean, not the worst thing I've ever seen. Also, you apologize for Obsidian, right? And you should. Cull Obsidian was totally embarrassed by Doctor Strange and Iron Man. He's supposed to be kind of a badass. He didn't show up. He was just embarrassing as hell on those movies. So, other than that, great show. You guys nailed it. Way to go.
I don't think we ever apologized for Obsidian.
Yeah, I thought I heard somebody say.
No, but you used it to set up your mediocre joke, and that's okay. That's all right.
All right, cool. Otherwise, great show, guys. You nailed it.
Thank you.
As
Jim.
usual.
Jim Adams coming up on the live stream at 2 Hats and a Beard. Go check it out. Everybody go check it out. He's the Gamer Buff Dove. Larson, like, share, subscribe for more content. Dove's Digital Deep Dive. The Indie Spotlight. Gamer Buff Podcast at 2 Hats and a Beard. Thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We really do. And we'll do it again in a week. Everybody, happy holidays, by the way. Happy holidays.
Oh, yeah.
Tis the season, all that shit. Ho, ho, ho. Hey, fellas, all three of you, game on!
Game on!
Yeah.
So bad.
Uh,
Worse every week.
Cut it.
Cut the show.
Cut it, please.
Camera two?
No.
Oh,
switch
just-
cameras.
Oh
Cut the
yeah.
show.
No.
Cut it.
Meep.
Back to the sound.
It should be
Man,
cut.
Stalker 2.
Oh,
What a story of those guys fleeing Ukraine, going at Russia,